Alright guys, so today I have a video for you about the Razer Edge. The Razer Edge is basically a tablet that has just been announced by, obviously, Razer. They call it the Edge, as I've just noted, and it's basically been a mixture of a concept art or a concept idea mixed with consumer opinions on what it should be like. And the consumers basically said that they want a mid-tier graphics card mixed with a medium to high-end CPU in a tablet, while not sacrificing portability but still having that performance there. So at CES 2013 they've changed the name Project Fiona, which was the concept name, into the Razer Edge, and people said in a consumer survey by the CEO of Razer that they wanted it to be under $999, which equals to about £623. Now currently Razer Edge or the Razer Blade are not available in the UK or anywhere else besides the US, and I think Canada maybe have it available, but I'm not sure. They've announced it to be in two sort of variants, the Razer Edge and the Razer Edge Pro. The difference being the specs mainly, but besides that there's not much difference, although yeah. So the Razer Edge comes in at $999, which comes out about £623 for us in the UK, even though it doesn't really matter too much since the only way we can get it is by getting it imported, which even so would cost a lot of money because of import fees. The specs of the Razer Edge are as follows. It has an Intel Core i5 dual core, 1.7 GHz, but it can turbo up to 2.6 GHz when it's doing hungry applications. It has 4 GB of DDR3 memory running at 1600 MHz. 1600 MHz I think is the key clock speed for memory in terms, I mean it can go higher, but I think that's a really good clock speed for the memory to be at personally. 4 GB might be a little bit low, but the higher model sort of fixes that. It comes with an Intel HD 4000 chipset, which is capable of running at DirectX 11 games, although no one wants to run games on that anyway. It's mainly just the chipset that it runs on when you're not playing graphically demanding games. When you do play those sort of games though, it basically switches the chip over to the NVIDIA GT 640M 1GB DDR3. Now myself, I haven't really had much personal experience with mobile graphics chipsets. I'm mainly a desktop person, but obviously it's a 6 series card. I'm not sure how it'll perform on this tablet. It literally just got announced today. It's available for sale now, but hopefully we'll see the reviews coming in eventually. Well, obviously soon, because the reviewers will have ordered them by now. It comes with a gorgeous 10.1-inch IPS display. IPS, if you didn't know, is a really good quality display that's generally seen as quite premium. It's used on products like the iPad. It has a resolution of 1366 by 768. Now this obviously doesn't match the resolution of the iPad, which is 2048 by 1536, which is also 9.7 inches. But then again, the iPad doesn't need to be having all these fulfilling games that are available on PC. So it'll be running the Windows 8 operating system. Not sure what you guys will think about that. I personally don't like Windows 8, but I'm sure someone will find a workaround to get it to work on Windows 7. It shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah. It comes with a 64GB SSD, which I think is great. It means fast boot up times, it means fast loading times, and it makes overall the product a lot better. But 64GB is sort of low. You have to have the operating system on there, plus all the Razer software, so it's probably going to be down to about 35-40 gig afterwards, which leaves the room for a small amount of games. But as I'm going to go on to the next part, you will see why that doesn't matter. It also comes with Intel wireless chipset of BGN and supporting Bluetooth 4. It also has stereo speakers. It supports 7.1 surround sound through HDMI. It has a front-facing camera, which is 2 megapixel, 4 USB 3.0 ports. I'm not sure whether they're all available on the default Razer Edge. I think it might be available on the Pro, I'm not too sure. And it has audio jacks as standard, obviously. Now the Razer Edge Pro is similar, except it's $1,299, coming out about £810. It comes out with a Intel i7 dual core 1.9 GHz with a turbo of 3 GHz. It comes with double the RAM of the previous one, which is 8 GB DDR3 1600 MHz. Again, Intel HD 4000 and an NVIDIA GT 640M 2GB, which doubles the memory of the normal Razer Edge. It comes with the same 10.1-inch IPS display, Windows 8, and your choice of 128 or 256GB SSD SATA free, with all the same wireless support, front-facing camera, USB ports, and audio jacks. Now you're thinking this space may be quite small. How do I sort that? Well, the USB ports basically allow you to plug in an external hard drive or other sort of storage device of your choice, so I guess that could be expandable memory. But even so, running through USB 2 or 3 isn't the most ideal situation to be running your games off, since it is a portable tablet anyway, but it's still an option. But still, this is Razer's first iteration of the tablet, and the Razer Blade, the first generation, obviously wasn't that brilliant. It was more of an idea that got put out to the audience and see how well it was received, and consequently it was very well received, and they made a better laptop a year or two later. So this may be the case with the Razer Edge, and it may best to be held off at first, because what happened is the Razer Blade was so well received they were able to make it cheaper for the next generation, simply because of how many people have bought the original one. Now there are a variety of accessories that come not like as standard with the Razer Edge, but you can buy separately. First of all is the extended warranty, which is kind of pricey. It's £187 or $299, I think, for an extra 2 years, which is really quite pricey, but I suppose if you're spending that much money in the first place, you've probably got enough to spend on the warranty. It's probably a wise idea to do so, just in case something goes wrong. You can also buy the gamepad controller, which basically adds thumbsticks and buttons either side of the Razer Edge, which basically allows on-the-go playing without using the touchscreen for everything, which can be quite awkward in situations. That can be bought for $249.99 or £155. The next accessory is the docking station, which is going to be $100 or £62. This adds 3 extra USB 3.0 ports, HDMI port, and audio ports. I suppose this can be beneficial because it will be able to charge your Razer Edge without having to plug in just a direct cable, and at the same time you get extra I/O, which is always a good thing, but still £62, okay I guess, but still quite pricey for what it is. The next is the keyboard dock. The keyboard dock basically adds, as you can guess, a keyboard to the Razer Edge, and it comes in $200 or £124, adds a full QWERTY keyboard to basically play as a PC gamer. Razer's idea behind this tablet is that they want people to be able to choose what they want to play it as. If you're a PC gamer, you can play it with a keyboard and plug in a USB mouse. In their case, they prefer you plug in a Razer mouse, but obviously you can plug in any sort of mouse you like, because they're not pricks. But yeah, so going on to competitors. The obvious competitors I see right now are the iPad, obviously, and the Galaxy Note 10.1. The Razer Edge Pro, or the Razer Edge, is 25% heavier than the iPad. I don't see this as a downfall because you're getting a lot more processor speed, graphical potential than the iPad. With a little bit more weight, it makes it feel more chunky and worthwhile, and doesn't feel like you're going to break it. The iPad in comparison has a slightly smaller screen by 0.4 inches, a 9.7-inch LED IPS screen, a resolution 2048 by 1536. It comes with a processor of a Dual Core A6X with quad-core graphics, and the prices come as followed. They do 16, 32 and 64GB versions in both Wi-Fi and cellular. These come in at $399, $479, $559 pounds, and $499, $579 and £659 for the cellular respectively. The Galaxy Note 10.1, being the cheapest of the lot, is, as I have found on the internet, maybe there's a different model, I'm not entirely sure. I have only found the 16GB model on Amazon for £380. There is no expandable memory for this, as with the iPad, so I guess that's a downfall for the iPad. Obviously the iPad is running the latest iOS 6.1 operating system, which is quite limited, although very sleek and very fast, and runs very well as expected. The Galaxy Note 10.1 is running the latest Android 4.1.2, which is Jelly Bean. Obviously Android is quite limited, but at the same time it's kind of open because games have been constantly made on the marketplace. The advantages of the Razer Edge over these two other tablets is that games, fully fledged games, can actually be played on the tablet without any problems with having to download them from places such as the Play Store or the App Store. So that concludes my overview of the Razer Edge and the Razer Edge Pro. If you'd like any more information about the Razer Edge tablet, then be sure to check the description. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, as it really helps me out a lot, and be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and thanks a lot for watching.